It's Friday, so it's time to take out the trash. I left the video rolling because I want people to know that that's not actually Brett, although it totally seems like it could have been. But Brett, who is your garbage person of the week?
My garbage person of the week, John, is Diana Ploss, a Massachusetts-based radio host who decided she was going to go to Nashua. John's fellow nor'easter. She's a host who decided she was going to take a walk down a street, and then she saw over to the side of her. She saw like these guys speaking Spanish who were fixing stuff. That's not going to stand in the land of the free, home of the brave.
Oh, no.
English. Is anybody here illegal? Are these guys illegal? What's the name of this company? Look at this. It's America. Speak English. So this is a foreman working for this company, Morans. And he's speaking Spanish to these guys. So your tax dollars up here in New Hampshire. That's what's going on here. And look what they're doing. This is communism. Look at this. They're taking over these streets. What they're doing up here in Nashua is permanent. So here's a private company. Wake up.
What's the communism?
The best part is this is communism. Here's a private company. End of discussion. That is the difference. Communism would be more like and also like that is exactly the kind of stuff I am sure she would love on a normal day. Like, oh my God, who's like, can you believe these people they're putting in trees to make this a bucolic walk? This is where your tax dollars are going to work here in New Hampshire.
So look, substantively, a person filming themselves on a racist rant to own other people is a particular sort of like blind American racism. But less substantively, and you sort of alluded to this, I'm from Connecticut, I'm from the Northeast, so I can say this. You don't get to go on a rant about people not speaking English when you're on the ragged edge of what's considered the language itself. Like, you're really towing the line on not being able to be understood by a person just a state over, basically. Like, one hop over Vermont, and you're to where I grew up. I don't know what you're saying. I prefer Spanish. I know more Spanish than that.
Yeah, the saga continues. A man approaches to try to figure out what the hell is going on. Apparently, he was eating across the street and having lunch. Here is their interaction when she goes and really broadens the scope of her racism.
Are they in America?
Yes.
Okay, they should be speaking English.
Why? He said,
they should be speaking English.
Because what?
They should be speaking English. Are they illegal aliens? They don't speak the language?
What does speaking the language have to
Then go enjoy your lunch. Why are you wearing a mask?
Why am I wearing a mask?
Yeah.
I don't. There's a global pandemic.
Really? Okay. So this guy decided that he's going to come over here and be a social justice warrior. He's a black man, and he's going to protect the brown man from this white woman who's practicing white privilege because she happened to walk by and heard this guy talking to all of these guys doing this work in Spanish.
Her read at the end was exactly right. That is exactly what happened.
It's true. You're just saying what happened. You're characterizing it as inappropriate, but the only thing inappropriate is your characterization of it is inappropriate.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's funny. Like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with this, but my wife turned me on to it. There's a Eminem song where he shows, and he's seemingly accused of terrible stuff, but Chris D'Elia does an impression of Eminem, and that's exactly what it sounded like. She's like, "You getting the napkins? You getting the napkins? It's pajamas and napkins. Speaking Spanish on the street. Banana speaking Spanish." She's like so bad. She is so bad. She lost her job, but she then made a statement, which we don't have, but essentially the statement is that she now wears her being silenced by these social justice warriors as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
She's a badge of honor, and she has like a Massachusetts, Trump, Massachusetts, and literally like a cardboard cutout of Trump. And my favorite little tidbit, this is ridiculous, but her name, and you shouldn't don't make fun of people for their names, but her name is Diana Ploss.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is not Diana Ross. It's like Diana Ploss, like someone, like when you just like change, like this is.
You just change a little bit.
Like
it's the name equivalent of putting one of the fake mustaches on.
Michael Schmackson, like
exactly. Yeah. A couple of my last thoughts. One is I was shocked when it took a turn from racism. And it turned out that she also doesn't like wearing a mask. Weird. I could never have predicted that was coming.
Her specific response was, "Oh, really?"
No, really.
She's like, "Why are you wearing a mask?" And because she's just like, I talk about this in your show all the time. They just have like this bag of terms that they like to throw and be like, "I'm being the kind of person I want positive reinforcement from." So it's like, what else? Oh, why are you wearing a mask? And the guy's like, "There's a pandemic," and her response is, "Oh, really?" And it's like, oh, really? There is one.
Yeah.
You reveal how insane you are by saying that there isn't.
Yeah, and he's like, if anything, isn't he being a public health warrior at that particular moment rather than a social? Can you be specific about the warrior he is? I mean, by the way, I feel free to comment if you have, but I have never seen a few people speaking French and had another person yell, "English, please, none of that French, I want to hear English." I've never heard that. I've never heard that for German, Irish, I don't think. No, you don't hear that for that. You hear it for Spanish, sometimes Chinese, Vietnamese, those sorts of things. You sometimes get that as well. What's that?
Definitely Welsh.
Definitely Welsh. It's a suspicious language. But anyway, yeah. Not racist, though. Not racist. Doesn't have anything to do with that. And she recorded it. It wasn't she was being recorded. She recorded it. What weird incentives are being put out there that she was going to own them by every second of that interaction?
Look at the evils of Nashua Public Works.
Exactly. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.